We're not against rap. We're not against rappers.
Ouija, are you with me? Ouija, are you with me? Ouija, are you with me? Ouija, are you with me?
Dear Mr. Ouija, I want to know my future.
Will I die of murder, of bloody murder? Come again.
Dear Mr. Ouija, I want to know my future.
Will I die of murder, of bloody murder? Come again. Murder, murder, more murder, more 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 murder, 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 murder. Some nigga you wanna get tossed in the river, nigga. Put him in the mud, see the pump blood, nigga. No love, it's shown by the bone when I grab that phone. Gotta pump your dome, follow me, roll, stroll down this 99. Gotta find these roll hoes, nigga. If you woke up and all of a sudden, nigga, you was up in my hood. I'm a real thuggish nigga, so I would have to kill you so die. I thug to the carpo, pick up my pump, dump toms, and it got to pain. Nigga got to fuck the bang, taking no shorts, so fuck your man. Ain't my thing to slang, them bloody bodies, kill them all, send them hoes up in flames. Crazy insane to the brain. Hey, we slay niggas who think we play. Nigga be deadly with the gun, but say they be dip, then run. Running with the guns that he bucket, leaving them bodies dumped off in the alley for dead. I'm here, kill them all, more murder, that's what Ouija said. Gotta put one in your head, bang, we coming to serve ya. More murder, more murder, more murder, more murder, more murder, more murder.
Murder them all, I'm never gonna fall, so I murder them, baby. Get them up with him, it's thugs. See him on the corner and they slanging them drugs. Giving them shots out to the Glock like 88 to 10-5. Killers be pumping them slugs. Niggas me fed, me dealing, me silence, me 12 gauge eruption. And I'm on the road in the streets, and they say they be fussing, they bout to be busting me killer. With a buckshot, I'm a pillion. Number one assassin, still a realer nigga. Down from a crime. Niggas be down to the state cause they grind. Niggas is going insane, taking it straight to the brain. And man, some call it a shame, but wet me the thing up off of this murder game. And I'm feeling not a bit remorseful. My 12 gets just so forceful. So play your hate when I'm in your town. The nigga me bucking them down. And I'm giving up peace to the hustlers. Thusters and 12 gauge busters. Juggling me gutters, my murder been style. Now put them on the ground, lay down. Nigga take my thing. The way that we swing when I'm coming to serve you. With a nine cocked and just ready to pop. Letting off shots, lazy be screaming out murder, more murder.
Can't get away from my shotgun. Leaving them bodies fucked up, pump to the ground, better leave it alone. Nigga wanna die when fucking weird. Mo thug nigga, we kill this bitch. Now you wanna catch some bang bang. Nigga wanna die when I let us hang. What is it in me? Make me feel like I got to murder ya. You slip when I'm high, pulling my ticket, nigga, you die. Soldier, for killers we creeping, they coming to hurt ya. More murder, better pack that pipe. I'm feeling like killing you, dying midnight. You don't wanna hear that clap pop. When that clap pop, clap don't stop. We all about murder, mo. Finger on the trigger, mo thug, let go. We straight straight from Cleveland. Clap back, nigga, you bleed on. You don't wanna fuck with bone. Pulling that chrome down, nigga, get gone. If you wanna die by, see you ain't gotta let mama cry. Watch most the killers pump, put him in the ground with his head blown down. More murder, more murder, more murder.
Hit till it dust to stop. Will I die murder now? He's 99, follow me grinding all the sending that body underground. With down the ride and everyone dies and die. Running with my killers and all of my sluggish niggas. Chopping up blood them more victims, get some that'll be little rich. The sinister killer y'all, but I'm in a grip about to shit, but fuck that nigga. And I'm up inside, must be blown up, I'm topping. Remember me spray them, slay them, gauge them, lay them all up off in the coffin, ready to fade them. So buck on the shoes with the truck and eruption. Creep out your seat with your weak, come to spit. Found out none of my niggas was bluffing. Wanna love with a murder bang, a murder gang, the same with a bang, bang, bang. Cameras is to bump you down, run them all off, St. Clair face. Put a murder bow, oh no, I wanna touch the stop 40 poster pointed at the popo. Stop them, drop them, no, those till they go cold. Let froze, you know, nigga, we can't be bluffing with bang insane. When I put one to your tap on my mother, then blow out your brain.
Okay, all right, let me go here. Oh, LA, yo, that's a shame, LA. That's crazy. And they did that without Brittany Griner. That's disgusting. All right, so let's go here. Don't show the freaking highlights, please. Don't do it. All right, great. Oh, God. I'm sick of that commercial. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Kelsey probably would have finished this game with, I think, about 36, 37 points. But, so she showed her value, and I told you guys this. I said, so far, we've seen how the Fever looked without Aliyah Boston. And the Fever looked dominant without Aliyah Boston. Obviously, except on defense. But it doesn't matter because Aliyah isn't a good defender until like the last few games where she's been blocking some shots like she was at South Carolina. But she's not a good defender. She's an underachiever on that side of the floor. Based off of her expectations from South Carolina, she was supposed to be a generational shot blocker, and that hasn't materialized. That hasn't happened. She hasn't achieved those lofty expectations yet. But so they just look dominant without Aliyah on offense. They just do. They actually look more electric without Aliyah on offense. That's just a fact. Okay, so what we've seen 2.5 games without Aliyah. And like I said before, I believe she was exaggerating those injuries, faking it, trying to see how the Fever would look without her. She feels like she's lost in the mix here with all of the talk around Kelsey, Caitlin, and Sophie, and everyone is just forgetting about Aliyah. And so she tried to throw her weight around and was like, well, watch how this team struggles without me. And the team actually looked way better without her, much better without her. So it blew up in her face. And every time the camera panned to her and zoomed in, she looked like she just got through eating humble pie. And so I pointed that out in 2 videos. She looks like an idiot. But anyway, so the Fever just look 1,000 times better without Aliyah Boston. That's a fact. Okay. Without Caitlin, we saw the Fever with 4 games without Caitlin. They're dominant. They're undefeated without Caitlin. They're much better on defense. They're blowing teams out, holding teams to under 80 points without Caitlin, essentially. And they're scoring, over 90 without Caitlin. So without Caitlin, the Fever are scoring over 90, and they're holding teams under 80. And they're undefeated this season, 4 games without Caitlin. We've seen, 2.5 games without Aliyah, and they just look like they're from another planet on offense without Aliyah. They look phenomenal without Aliyah. Phenomenal without Aliyah. So we know that if you are truly the most valuable player, your team has to look like they can't thrive without you. They could survive. They could sputter. Okay? But they can't thrive without you. They can't make it without you, essentially. We've seen the Fever without Caitlin win 4 games and blow teams out. That's what we saw. Undefeated. Without Aliyah Boston, we saw the Fever win those games, and they look phenomenally better. So much drastically better without Aliyah Boston. We saw the Fever without Kelsey Mitchell for the whole fourth quarter, or less than some of the fourth quarter. And the Fever look stale. They look rigid, robotic, pathetic. They look lost. Why is that? Because she's the most valuable piece. Okay? She's the only player with sticky situation handles. Now, obviously, that's new vernacular I created. But she's the only one with sticky situation handles. The only one that can get you out of dicey spots. She's the only one with that level of brilliance, cleverness, wit, creativity, ingenuity. She's the only innovative player on the team on that front. She's the only one who can get you out of sticky situations. Period. That's the only one, y'all. And it showed tonight. According to Stephanie White, she was dealing with some exhaustion and she didn't play, and the Fever looked lost. They look lost. They almost lost the game. Had Yuskaita and Mabry made those 2 free throws they missed, and Mabry didn't carry the basketball, this game either would have went to overtime or Toronto would have won the game. I mean, the team looked completely lost without Kelsey Mitchell, completely lost. And you saw it. They couldn't do anything without her. Everything was robotic, basing. It was old school, pass, move the basketball, move the basketball. They didn't have any good cutters. She's the only good cutter. Okay, she's the only good cutter because they like to do her on those diagonal 45-degree cuts, so they couldn't get good cutters. The off-ball screening didn't look good. When it was time for an ISO situation, they couldn't ISO, so they kept having to move the ball, move the ball, move the ball. They started locking Caitlin up. Caitlin couldn't get him at a sticky situation, so she had to pass out of it. Right? It's levels to this, y'all. That's why I keep telling you, man, listen, numbers do lie. And things are inflated. And things can be a guise. Things can be a sleight of hand. Things can be make-believe. It can look one way. It can appear one way. But it really is a certain way. It's not really that way. So when you look at Aliyah Boston, you would say, oh, Aliyah Boston is a really good player, a great player. Well, the Fever looked dead in the water without Kelsey Mitchell with Aliyah Boston on the court. Okay? You would say, man, Sophie Cunningham is a really good player. She's just been sort of struggling with overall efficiency, not from the three-point line. Sophie has terrible ball handling ability. She's not a creative person. She's not a brilliant person on the court. She's a dive cutter and a trail shooter and a flare shooter. That's so in a corner pin shooter. That's Sophie. That's who Sophie is. Sophie is trash overall at basketball, except for dive cuts from on the baseline corner pin threes, flare threes, and trail threes. That's Sophie. Everything else, she's trash. Okay? Aliyah Boston, she needs everything set up for her. Unless she's going to bully you like a bull in a china shop and sometimes somehow score on her own in the paint. Outside of that, it's not happening. Lexi Hall, love you, Lexi. And my girl, Jamie Hall, her mother went at, in her own way, pushed back at that nasty, disgusting, black, oily looking turd who tried to just take some shots at Lexi. Listen, Lexi, she's saying Lexi is less focused on Florida than she was last season. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. Parents don't always know what their children are doing. I love you, Jamie, but I disagree with you on that. We've seen more things about Florida this year than we did last year, and behind the scenes. Okay, but then that will also show why Lexi started struggling last season too, and why she's struggling this season. Her mind is focused more on other things because she feels like she made it already. She's not hungry the way she used to be. Now, the last 2-3 games, she's been looking more hungry, but she's preoccupied with other things. Like I called out that stuff first, and everybody is running with it because they be lurking on my channel. All right. So anyway, I just like how she pushed back against that black oily turd. All right. But Lexi is more creative than Sophie. Lexi, you just can't trust her shooting threes. That's her problem. Okay. Now, with an open layup, who would I trust more making an open layup? Sophie or Lexi? I would trust Sophie. But Lexi has more moves than Sophie, period. Lexi has a better handle. She's more creative than Sophie. She has a better 2-level game than Sophie. Okay. But Lexi is terrible at getting out of sticky situations, unless it's something really close to the basket and she can make a move. But yeah, Lexi can't do it. She's rigid. She's not creative enough. And so that's her problem. She's essentially a cog. She's a cog. They're all a bunch of cogs. Caitlin is someone who can get you really good in reverse if you fall for the blow by. If you fall for the blow by, she'll hit you with a snatchback. Okay. And that's sort of what it is. If you fall for the hezzy, she'll hit you with a sidestep or a step back. And like, that's just what it is, right? So they keep falling for this stupid stuff. And now she knows that she can keep attacking the rim because they're going to keep giving her the foul, right? So that's sort of hiding her deficiencies, her defects, her flaws, where she's really terrible, but she keeps attacking the rim and just throwing her body there because she knows they're going to give her the call. And only thing she needs to be preoccupied with is making sure she attempts the layup because it's probably going to spin around the rim and go in. So she knows at least 7 times out of 10, they're going to blow the whistle, even though they're slowing it down and she's hooking these players or she's flopping or she's doing full arm extension push-offs. I don't like Angel Reese, but Aliyah Boston completely, totally pushed off of Angel and made Angel fall right in front of the referee's face, and the fans was cussing out the referee. They have to let the Fever win. They have to have the Fever on winning streaks because the Fever are on national television 44 times, and they need that storyline. They need that backstory. They need that momentum to make sure the numbers are looking good for ratings so that they could sell ad spots at a premium price. So anyway, and justify it. But anyway, so when Caitlin Clark does full arm extension push-offs, violent ones, right in front of the referee's face, they never call her for it. They used to let Asia get away with that and Kelsey Plum get away with that when they needed the aces to help sell the league because they didn't have anyone. They would let Sabrina get away with it when they needed New York and the aces to sell the league. And now you see they don't let Kelsey get away with it even before the injury in LA. They stopped letting her do that. They slowed down Enrique and Jackie Young doing it because now that they have Caitlin, they don't really need those players to sell the product anymore. So it's like they don't need the trans community. They don't need the LGBTQ plus community to support the WNBA anymore, right? That community was helping to keep the WNBA afloat all of these decades. Well, now they don't need that community anymore because they have Caitlin Clark and they have all of these white Ku Klux Klan members, all of these white KKK members who followed Caitlyn and followed Sophie after Sophie clout chased Caitlyn. So now that we have all of these KKK members, a part of the WNBA, this KKK fan base, they don't need LGBTQ plus anymore. They don't really need black anymore. That's why you're starting to see that they're flushing out, moving away these African-American players from these teams. Same with the coaches. And then they say, well, it's not our job, it's the GM's job. And so that's what it is. And then a lot of these owners and some of the partners, they voted for Donald Trump. They're Republicans, they're MAGA. Okay, a lot of the investors, a lot of the sponsors, they're MAGA, they're Republicans. And so at one point in time, you needed Arike, you needed Asia, you needed Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young. You needed the LGBTQ plus community because that was the only way you were selling tickets, really. And that was that group was helping to boost ratings. You needed that community. Now that you have the KKK, okay, the Klan, you don't need MAGA, KKK, you don't need LGBTQ plus, you don't need black, and you don't need these other players the way you used to because of Caitlyn and the Ku Klux Klan who follows Sophie Cunningham and the KKK that follows Caitlin Clark. And so because they have that, they just don't need LGBTQ plus anymore. And that's why they're treating them like this. Okay, they're a tiny percentage of the WNBA's growth. Okay, they make up a tiny percentage of their growth now. Before, they were a huge percentage. Now they're just a little tiny percentage, a little small percentage. And so you have no value anymore. That's what it is. I'm the only one that's pointing this out. Like I was the only one that told you what they were doing with the black coaches and with the black players, or the first one to tell you about Portland and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm always the first. So remember, I was the first to tell you about sticky situations. And I told you a couple weeks ago about Kelsey Mitchell. She's the only one who can do it. And so that's what it is. So you saw Caitlyn look robotic. Once they stopped falling for the fake blow-by and stopped falling for the hezzy, she had nowhere to go. And she couldn't find her 45-degree cutter. She couldn't find the best cutter on the team. She couldn't pass it to Kelsey and let Kelsey get you out of sticky situations. Okay? She couldn't do it. She had nowhere to go. The best player was in the locker room. Okay? Period. They look stale without Kelsey Mitchell. They almost lost this game because Kelsey wasn't on the court. She is the most valuable player on the team. Now, you could run up with all of this old stuff. What did she do before Caitlyn got there? I told you guys, the FIFA organization was tanking every single year until it had the desired effect. And when they got Aliyah and Caitlyn, they didn't need to tank anymore. We saw the same thing happen with the Minnesota Lynx, the Seattle Storm, the Las Vegas Aces. This stuff has been going on for years with WNBA teams tanking until they get the pieces they really want. Right? We saw it happen with the Dallas Wings 2 years in a row, tanked to get Paige Beckers and AZ Fudd. Right? We've seen this happen several times in WNBA's history. Okay? And so the Fever were trying to, like I said, they thought that they had it when they had Tierra McCowan and Lauren Cox. We got the Twin Towers, 6'7", 245-pound Tierra McCowan from Mississippi State, back-to-back national championship appearances. We got Lauren Cox, NCAA champion, Baylor, 6'4", 230, 234, shot blocker, rebounder, can stretch the floor. Tierra McCowan beat you up down low, a double-double, Python. Like, this is what shot blocker, physical, this is what they thought. And then they're going to take all the attention, and then Kelsey Mitchell is going to have her way. Kelsey Mitchell is going to have her way along with Victoria's shooting threes in a corner on the wing, and Tiffany Mitchell getting downhill. This is what they thought. Tiffany Mitchell mid-range game and getting downhill. Victoria Vivians with the corner and wing three. And Kelsey Mitchell get to do whatever the hell she wants because Tierra McCowan and Lauren Cox are going to take all of the attention. And it didn't work. Didn't work. Okay, so they said, wait a second, let's keep on tanking. And then they were able to get Nalissa Smith. They thought that potentially they was going to get Ryan Howard, but they end up getting Nalissa Smith and with the number 2 pick, and it didn't work out. And then it was like, wait a second, here's Aliyah Boston with Nalissa. That's really going to free up everyone. The problem is that it would have worked if if the Fever weren't dead last making wide open threes. Lexi Hall bricked 1,000 threes. I'm exaggerating, but she bricked 1,000 threes, clanked them all. Victoria Vivians clanking all her threes, all of them. Erica Wheeler, you name it, just pure trash. And Christy Saad's first year. Christy Saad's first year. And then I got the video on my other channel of Lynn Dunn at the meeting saying, do you still think we can get Caitlin Clark? This is before the 2023 season even began. And they were already planning on tanking for Caitlin. So they figured they had it. We got Nalissa and Aliyah. We would have made the playoffs if we weren't dead last and making wide open threes because they lost all of their games on average by single digits. Okay. And like, that's what it was. And so they figured, man, all we need is Caitlin. We need a better point guard. Grace Berger is nice, but we need someone a little bit better. We need some better shooters. And so they got Katie Lou and all of these other players and Damiris Dantas because Amanda Zawibi couldn't stretch the floor because she lost her shot and all of this stuff. So they was like, oh my gosh, we got a rim runner that we didn't have in Tammy Fag-Benlay. This is going to be beautiful, beautiful stuff. And that's what they thought. But it worked, right? They were able to make the playoffs. They won 20 games. So the tanking paid off. It finally paid off. Finally paid off, you guys. And that's what it did. The same thing with the Aces, the same thing with the Seattle Storm, the same thing with the Minnesota Lynx. We just witnessed the same thing with the Dallas Wings. Okay, these teams are actively tanking, and it is what it is. Like, that's what you're watching. So I'm a real Indiana Fever fan. I've been a Fever fan since inauguration, right? Like, since their inaugural season. I'm a number 1 Fever fan, and obviously Chicago because I'm born and raised in Chicago. I used to box in Indiana, and then the Dallas Wings are my 3rd favorite team because I followed Brianna Kiesel over from Pitt to the Tulsa Shock, and then the Tulsa Shock became the Dallas Wings. And so, like, that's what that is. So those are my 3 favorite teams, but I'm an original Indiana Fever fan. And then a Chicago Sky fan. And like, that's just what that is. So I know about my Fever. I watched them tank every year until it had the desired effect. So you can't talk about what did she do before Caitlin. What was she doing before Caitlin? Being the only weapon. Now, were there many years I was pissed because she was ball hauling? Yeah, but looking back at it, she had no choice. She had no one. They had no one. They had no one. Tiffany Mitchell turned out to be garbage later on. Victoria Vivians had one good year, her rookie year, got injured, fell off a cliff, never truly was ever the same again. Like, that's what it was. It was bad business, man. It was bad all the way around, man. And so all we had was Kelsey. That was it. That's all we had was Kelsey. Now, had the Fever took Kelsey's career seriously in the beginning and wasn't trying to tank and just surrounded her with elite vets and not vets on their last leg like Candace Dupree, okay, and Jessica Breland and these vets on their last leg, right? Jontel Lavender, not these vets on their last leg. Danielle Robinson, not these vets on their last leg. Surrounded her with real thorough vets. Then Kelsey would have been elite a long time ago. If you notice, once the Fever they tanked enough to get Nalissa and Aliyah, And it drew all of that attention to Nalissa and Aliyah, and it freed Kelsey up more. Kelsey made her first All-Star game in 2023. That was the same year Aliyah Boston won Rookie of the Year and became an All-Star in 2023, right? Because they had two bigs that could actually score and that can actually get double-doubles, and you had to pay attention to those two bigs, Nalissa and Aliyah Boston. Okay, the problem is that Kelsey was the only one who could really score. Speaking about from guards and wings, everyone else couldn't really do anything. And so they lost their games on average in 2023 by single digits. They were also last in the WNBA in making wide open threes. On top of my girl, I love you, Lexi, but my girl Lexi was smacking layups, wide open layups off the glass. Lexi wide open on layups, just smacking them off the glass. And Lexi missed like 12 games. Nalissa missed 9 games. So that also hurt them. Lexi, Victoria, all in them wide open, breaking every three imaginable. And like, that's just what it was, y'all. So, yeah. So what we saw in 2025 without Caitlin, the Fever played 31 games without Caitlin. They were 1 win away from the WNBA Finals without Caitlin. We witnessed that in Stephanie White's first season with a makeshift roster. We witnessed the Fever 1 win away from the WNBA Finals, and they were robbed. They should have won that game. Okay. This season, we witnessed the Fever go undefeated without Caitlin Clark for 4 games and average over 90 points and hold teams under 80 without her. Every loss the Fever have is with Caitlin Clark on the court. Without Caitlin, they're undefeated. And they play much better defense, and they score a crap load of points, a ton of points, a lot of points. I don't want to say crap. We saw the Fever 2.5 without Aliyah Boston, and they look phenomenal. They look explosive. They look drastically better without Aliyah Boston on offense. We just saw them in the fourth quarter without Kelsey Mitchell, and they look dead in the water. They look stuck. They look like a bunch of cogs. They look rigid. They look stale. It was flat soda that's been left out for a day and a half. Really 2-day-old soda where the can is open and it's been sitting on the counter for 2 days. It's been sitting in the refrigerator for 2 days, open, flat soda. Matter of fact, they look like soggy cereal. They look like soggy cereal, like soggy Cookie Crisp, like soggy Golden Grams. And I haven't eaten cereal in what? Probably 10 years. But to me, they just look like soggy cereal. I haven't had cereal in 10 years. Yeah, they probably look like, to me, they look like soggy cereal. When things get sticky on the court, things start to get sticky, you need someone with sticky situation handles. And they only got one player on the team with those type of handles, with that ability. Her name is Kelsey Mitchell. Like, I just wanted to highlight that. And she showed her value. She would have left this game with 36, 37 points if she played. That chick had 68%, 66% from deep, serious, plus 20. Damn, Caitlin has 7 turnovers. Jesus. And a lot of those were self-inflicted, bouncing it off her foot, trying to, get freaky with behind the back, and it didn't work because she's not good at that yet. Not in traffic. That stuff look good when you practicing it, but those momentum BTBs, that's not for her, not yet. That's why I say those type of things you have to practice in Athletes Unlimited, or you got to do that stuff overseas, right? Now, obviously, when they go for these World Cup games, I don't know if she want to do that there, but she'll be playing some trash teams where she could try it out. But because everything is scripted in practice and you're in bubble wrap, and in the off season, everything is scripted and you're in bubble wrap. You can't work on momentum BTBs in a game against Toronto when they're really literally trying to stop this 10-game losing streak in front of a sold-out crowd. They're just not going to let that fly. So we saw her with these momentum BTBs, and she's fumbling it off her foot or it's going out of bounds. She's trying to do something that she's been practicing without live bullets flying. Now here's live bullets flying and you trying to do momentum BTBs, it's not going to work. And that's what happened. Lead that to Kelsey Mitchell. She's the only one who could pull that off. You can't pull that off. You can't pull that off. You understand? So that's when off-season leagues matter, because it allows you to work on those type of things when live bullets are flying. Practice is scripted. You can be the cutest ball handler. You can have the best. You can have the best practice off-season dribble package wrapped in the most beautiful bow, wrapped in the most beautiful gift wrap with the most cutest bow, the prettiest off-season dribble package. But when live bullets are flying, trash. And that's what we saw. These were self-inflicted. All of these passes were in traffic. Okay. And then she had 3 turnovers, 2 trying to do crazy dribbles, and then the other one bounced off. No, she had 2 that bounced off her foot. And then 1, she tried to do another momentum, and it left her hand and went out of bounds. So that was sloppy as hell. But, people don't like to point these things out. And she only had 3 rebounds. So, she clearly wasn't being aggressive. Remember, I told y'all, listen, there's 4 phases to basketball: offense, defense, transition, and 50-50. And we saw Toronto beating them in the 4th phase, the 50-50 phase, in the first half, especially in the first quarter. And then they really just beat them in the 50-50 phase the entire game. Lexi Hall was the only one doing her job with the 4th phase. Okay. Toronto just lost the game because of inefficiency. And then obviously, that's what it was, inefficiency. So, yeah, man, that's what it is. That's what it is, y'all. That's what it is. And then Sophie was on one tonight making her threes. And so that really hurt him as well. But what I do want to say is Marina. Let me talk to you real quick, Marina. Let me see something. Look at this chick, 33%. 30, come on. Don't ever let someone tell you 35% is good. Just imagine going to the YMCA or to the court, watching someone shoot 14 threes and they only make 5 of them. You're not going to say, wow, that was 35.7%. You're going to be like, damn, that you got to keep working on your threes. How many was that? You put up 14. How many I made? 5. Oh, damn, yeah, I got to shoot more. You're not going to be like, wow, you were 35.7%. Dude, you shot 14 threes. Twin, sis, you shot 14 threes. You only made 5. That's crazy. You got to work. I keep telling y'all, don't you ever let anyone tell you that 35% is good. It's not. Don't ever let them tell you 34 is good. It's not. It just isn't. Okay? Don't let them sell you on that BS. That's trash. Right? Let me tell you something about Marina. Marina, I've been with you since your freshman year. I'm the one who reached out to you and told you to work with a ball handling coach, because that was the only way you were going to make it in the WNBA, because she didn't have these type of handles, y'all. She didn't have this type of dribble package. This is me making video after video and sending this stuff to Marina Mabry, telling her you need to work with a ball handling coach, and you probably should work with a running backs coach as well. You understand? That way you can get some good foot movement, some quickness with your feet. And so that's what I told her. And I'm the only one that ever preached about doing unorthodox training in the off season, working with defensive backs coach, wide receivers coaches, track and field coaches, and running back coaches. It's great for off-ball movement. It's also great for defense. It's great for loose hips, lateral movement, sliding, all of these things like that. Anyway, So I've been doing that for years. Kelsey Mitchell listened and did it. Kaiser Gondrzik also listened and did it as well. But let me get back to this. Marina, I'm saying all that to say I've been with you from your freshman year, day one, Marina. I always show love to you. But I got to tell you this. You got humbled tonight. You tried to get that stupid, sneaky stuff with Kelsey, and Kelsey not the one. She's not the one for that. Y'all don't know this about it. It was like, that's the first time I see. No. From college to the pros, Kelsey don't play them games. Kelsey is all about loyalty, and she's almost like Don Corleone. Okay, she's like a mafia boss, and if you show an ounce, just a skerrick of disloyalty to Kelsey, she'll cut you off. Kelsey is her number one thing is loyalty. She's almost like Don Corleone. She a mafia boss from Ohio, and she don't play none of those games, y'all. She don't play none. Her family don't play games like that. Now, not only are they rooted, entrenched, ingrained in basketball, and not just in Ohio or the Midwest, but I mean they're all around. But Kelsey, her family, Kelsey like that. And you will see Kelsey show you. She'll do that. Kelsey will show you. Don't play with her. Kelsey will show you, man. And so that was their first time seeing it. That's not my first time seeing Kelsey check chicks, right? That's not my first time seeing Kelsey freeze chicks. That's not my first time seeing her approach chicks with damage, and they don't want no damage, right? So it's one of those situations that didn't shock me at all, because I've seen that with Kelsey over the years from college to the pros. I always told people Kelsey is Don Corleone. That's an Ohio mafia boss. And she's silent with it, but she command respect and loyalty. In a moment you show disloyalty, she'll cut you off. You can never talk to Kelsey ever again if you show disloyalty to her. That's Don Corleone. You understand? So I just wanted to highlight that, Marina, you've been getting away with a lot of this stuff because Skylar Diggins is capped. She's not going to fight you, even though she claimed to be an indie animal. Even though she claimed to be an indie animal, Skylar is capped. She's not going to fight. We've seen that over the years. Skylar will not fight. Now, did she run up and down in Taurasi face? Yes. But Skylar is not going to fight you. And so we've seen her run up in chicks' face who she know won't do any damage. She saw that Kelsey would knock her out on that court and get suspended over it. Kelsey was willing to get suspended. Kelsey does not cap. Kelsey is willing to go over the edge and take suspensions. And she saw that, and she felt that energy, and she said, I don't want no damage with her. It's clear she plays no consoles. I don't want no damage with this chick, right? And that's what it was. But Kelsey always been like that. Y'all just start watching when it was expedient. You should have been watching years ago, and this wouldn't be new to you, okay? So I just wanted to say that. Got love for you, Marina, but you know, you be picking and choosing. You know who really want damage like that. And we saw that. She also didn't want damage with Sophie, only because, and I'm saying this now, it's only because of the clout Sophie got. And she don't want no death threats from the KKK. So she's trying to stay away from it. That's why you saw her playing real nice with Sophie. Now, Sophie is playing nice with Marina, right? Because Sophie is tired, to some degree of all of the attacks. And so Sophie is like, man, look here. She's out here clout chasing and all of this stuff. She just, at that point, Sophie just wanted some peace. And so we saw her play nice with Marina. But, and Marina don't want any damage with Sophie because she don't want the KKK in her comments. And in her DMs. And so that's what that was. So I just wanted to highlight that. Yeah, Ohio's very own. And she flexed today and showed her value. Man, listen. What would the Las Vegas Aces be without Asia Wilson? Dead in the water. That's why Asia Wilson is top 3 for most valuable player. They would be dead in the water without Asia. Dead in the water. What would the Minnesota Lynx be without Olivia Nelson-Ododa? They wouldn't be a top 5 team right now because Nafisa missed a crap load of games. They wouldn't be a top 5 team. They would be essentially trying to fight for the 8th seed if Olivia Miles was never on that team. That's why she's top 3. Where would the Fever be without Kelsey Mitchell? Dead in the water. Dead in the water. Dead in the water, y'all. Absolutely dead in the water. They couldn't exist without Kelsey Mitchell. They would be dead in the water, period. So that's how you know who's the real MVP. Where would the Fever be without Kelsey Mitchell? Dead in the water. Where would the Fever be without Caitlin Clark? 1 win away from the finals with a makeshift roster, undefeated this year. Where would the Fever be without Aliyah Boston this year? Looking phenomenal. Looking absolutely phenomenal. There's levels to this. What would the Dallas Wings be without Paige Beckers? Trash, like they're trash now. Actually, the missing link, the missing piece, the key piece is apparently AZ Fudd, because everyone is trash without AZ Fudd. Maybe we need to have a conversation about AZ Fudd, right? But like, that's what it is, y'all. Where would the Atlanta Dream be without Angel Reese? In the playoffs. In the playoffs. They just would have been a super low seed, but they would have made the playoffs. It's levels to this, y'all. It just is. It just is. The only 3 players who should be considered for MVP is Asia Wilson, Olivia Miles, and Kelsey Mitchell. Let me say that again. The only 3 players who should be up for MVP is Asia Wilson, Olivia Miles, and Kelsey Mitchell. Period. You can't call yourself most valuable player if the team is undefeated without you and they look so much better without you on defense and offense. That's what we witnessed without Caitlin Clark. You can't say that I'm going to show you my value and exaggerate these injuries, embellish for 2.5 games, and they look 1,000 times better without you, Aliyah Boston. But without Kelsey Mitchell, they look like 2-day-old soda that's been left in the refrigerator for 2 days open. They look like soggy cereal. They look like a bunch of cogs. They look stale. That's what we witnessed in the 4th quarter. When things get sticky, you gotta have someone who can get you out of sticky situations. And the only one with sticky situation handles and sticky situation ability and creativity is Kelsey Mitchell. End of. Don Corleone. Understand that. Ohio's very own. Bow down. It is what it is. It'll be what it'll be. It'll do what it'll do. Understand? Let's go.
For the love of money.
Gotta make that money, man. Money, man, it's still the same now. Gotta make that money, man. Money, man, it's still the same now. Gotta make that money, man. Money, man, it's still the same now. Gotta make that money, man. Money, man,
Gotta get on the grind, pop the clip in my 9, and bitch, you can slip it, chalk it, fall in the nighttime, gotta get mine. Ain't taking the shirts of the loss inside of the phone. Call up my nigga, send at home, polishing the Mac 10 chrome. Got a dick we can hit, so bring your shit, cause once again, it's on. To the zone with a flip of burn, my wig to the curb, so I swerve and roll out. To pick up the 666 thug and plot out the murder for robbing the dope house. Smoke up out the bay bomb so high, now coming to slave with 4 grenades and a gauge. I'ma play with till I'm fall in the grave and late. Filling in mid dry late, we spotted the place and quickly rolled up. Bulldozed to the living room, hopped out of the car and started to blow up. Fucking a kaboom, it blew all them bodies all over the room. Them doom, and gotta move fast, why the popo's coming. Snatch up me, yummy, so nigga don't think it's funny. I'm coming up quick and not quite, cause flesh be loving his money.
I'm giving up love to the hustlers, all them St. Cliff dusters, making that money, stand on your feet. And you better believe, gotta have that cheese for the green leaves, never catch me sleep. Steady on the grind, get mine, stand down from a crime, and I hit up the 9-9. Giving up that yo, making me say yo, 20s, nickels and dimes. Hit up a stick up a lick up that 211. Gotta get what's mine, then bailing. Me kicking up dust, I'm trailing, failing 187. That's how it is, and I got to have it, and the not quite. Mission to check a meal and still be real, thugging on the clock, creeping on the come up. Won't sleep till I'm done up. Gotta blaze me blunt up, hunt up another plot and scheme. Gotta make some green, cause so just nut up, what up? Gotta get that business on, even though the Buddha run is done. Me feeling lovely, but I'm just in it for the love of the money. Gotta make that money, man.
That money, man, it's still the same now.
Gotta make that money, man.
That money, man, it's still the same now.
Gotta make that money, man.
That money, man, it's still the same now.
Gotta make that money, man.
That money, man, it's still the same now.
Standing on the corner, straight slanging rocks. Oh shit, here comes a motherfucking cops. So I dash, I ducks, and I hide behind a tree, making sure the motherfuckers don't see me. Now my fat sack of rocks, hell yeah, I stuffed them. Police on my drawers, I had to pause, and yeah, it's still motherfucker. Now my game is tight as fuck. It's my game, easy motherfucking E or Eric Wright, it's all the same. Now niggas might trip on how I stacks my grip. I got to have it, bitch. For the love of this shit, motherfucker.
Every time, follow me down the 9-9, and you will find all of me kind. Check out the rips, the nail drop down, run them up out of me hood, red straight when I'm making me grip, when I'm in click, rolling with ruthless. The thug I be me, put them in mud, buck them in pump blood. Got nothing to lose, bitch. You better respect rip. Or you best just check this slug, it's going down. Scully pumping 3 rounds, gunning with him in gang. Bang, gotta make that money, man. It's still the same, steady running things wild. Then follow me now, while I take you up into a barrel of a gun. See, for the W, done for the bud, I run
Yeah,
for
nigga,
the
up
love
on my
of
thing,
money.
up in this thug game. So people's been creeping, me crawling off on a mission. The back in the days when niggas was belling with solos and wanted to get paid. When they took my side, little nigga rip, step up on a mission for money. You give up the cash, so that was your wins. Cause me and my nigga was hungry. Every time you stolen, you might just catch one to the tempo and down bone, raw dogging. Some niggas just make this shit simple and run to catch one nigga. Me filling with bullets and double me rivers. Remember me killer now. For money me dig ya, 6 feet in the ditch and get with you. Cause bitch you was slipping, I'll get you and rip ya, then buck ya down. Steady robbing and stealing, making a killing. Nigga drug dealer, needing $1 million. Hustling drugs where the thugs be chillin'. For the money these niggas be selling. Off in the gut where you find a nigga thuggin'. Off in the breaks and skullers. And when I stick you and lick you up, memorize get them, I feel the love and more. Yeah, bone in the motherfucking house for the 9 quarts, nigga. Yeah, rollin' with ruthless in this bitch. My nigga lazy bone, busy bone, wishbone, and flesh and bone. And I'm that nigga crazy bone in the motherfucking hell.
We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs.
It's the thuggish ruggers bone. It's the thuggish ruggers bone.
Yeah, you old pussy ass cake.
We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs.
It's the thuggish ruggers bone. It's the thuggish ruggers bone. It's the thuggish ruggers bone. It's the thuggish ruggers bone.
You feeling the strength for the rum, step bump, hit a funk, get a jump at the dust, this feel just be thuggin', straight buzzin', loving your peoples, cause we so real, chill, better bring your weapon, when steppin', bring on that ammunition, trippin', no sip, not to mention, never knew no competition, but I gotta get mine, so scream my mo and let me hear ya holler, not about that mighty dollar, roll with the bum of thugger, follow, chain game remaining the same, flaming my dank and drinking brews, thinking about that hanging, clapping my back, and thuggin' with truth.
You know me as hustler, try to creep and get beat. Maybe 6 feet, Pete. Gotta put them under straight jackets. Gotta make that money, man. It's still the same now. Belling in my black trench vest. You gotta be down there, bang bang. Come and get this teaching. Your soldiers, hot dusters must stack. Me drinking me brew to my skull crack, big blue all the way back.
If you can, take another swig to the brain rose. Logan, instead of choking off that potent smoking, running from the popo. Now, gotta get them up with my busters. Right turn to the double glut. Pull to the curse, smoke with my hustlers. Puff up to the brain shot. Left POD'd it and tweeted. Gotta get another case for my trunk. Oh, English really don't need it. But in case my choose when they get drunk, that pump on. So live on my lung, you know won't they get shut down. Thug running the net, what? And you better believe everyone in the stuck style. So what now? See the bone done clank, thug never gon' change, so flame up. Sit back and just smoke to the same cut. Let the face on the creepin' like cane.